So it's with my great pleasure to introduce myself. I'm Elijah Jordan. I'm the owner of Structure Vision. Been practicing architecture in Asia for 10 years. Been practicing architecture in the world for 20 years. And we're just really excited to introduce some of this kind of project positioning material. And so I'm just going to go through slide by slide to share it with you so that you understand each part of kind of our train of thought and what we're thinking about. So it's in Samarinda, Indonesia, mixed-use master plan. And this is a project positioning presentation with Structure Vision, March 2nd. And the contents is positioning, analysis, and a little bit of strategies. So what's driving mixed use? Key drivers. We always do this on all of our projects to set the tone and set the positioning for the work globally and both locally. So we look at great districts, what makes great districts, the right mix, function, people-focused districts, and good design is green design. So for great districts, basically what you want to do is attract as many humans as you can. And so the on-site, you want to retain the on-site population, drive foot traffic, increase sales, increase revenues, and ultimately for the owner, this is how you get better land value, is by placemaking, bringing people in and attracting humans, and then the land value goes up. So we're always looking at this in terms of master planning. The right mix, live, work, and play. So this is talking about the functions of the master plan. When you get good synergy of functions together, then you get additional value. It's almost like something that's growing, like a plant or something where it needs light and needs the right conditions, water, nurturing it, and then it starts to grow at an even faster rate than it would have before. So some of these functions that we might look at are residential, retail, office, hospitality, convention, education, health and wellness, entertainment, sport, and cultural. So we're looking at what is the right mix of these functions. People-focused districts. This is something that's kind of special to design. It's like added value when you lay out and organize the master plan correctly, the spaces in between the buildings. So creating a special mix of tenants, utilizing the spaces in between the buildings add additional value to the mixed-use project. Special architecture, unique events, amazing public art, these are all ingredients of a mixed use that establishes some kind of soul or sense of place. If you do this and us as a team collaboratively, our footfall will increase. Ultimately, our value will increase. Good design is green design. On all of our projects, we're looking at some kind of sustainable certification. It's actually great marketing also. If you certify it, you can then use that in the media and all your promotion. It's LEED certified. It's gold, LEED platinum. I'm sure Indonesia has their own certifications, but because I'm American, we normally use LEED. And then biophilic design. This is something that's kind of a newer trend. It's been around for a while, but it's the biophilia, this part of the human and nature and how we interact with nature, those kind of good sensory qualities, the good internal elements that our body releases, these good chemicals when we're in nature. And so environmental features, light and space, place-centric relationships, evolved human relationships to nature, patterns and processes, and shapes and forms. So in terms of like kind of the site and looking at it regionally, we know Nusantara, what Jakarta's been the capital of the country, and now it's going to move and they're going to create a new city, create a new capital. And obviously that's tons of value to Samarinda. And we're, as a bird flies, we're 60 kilometers from Nusantara, and we're 25 kilometers from the international airport of Samarinda. In terms of the city, here's the site location. So some key features are there's many of these bridges around the river to connect our site, 2 kilometer, 4 kilometer, 6 kilometer, 8 kilometer. And then the main mosque, the Islamic Center of Samarinda, is located here. So, and then the city central mall where the Mercury and Ibis hotels are. We know that the city center is kind of down here, so we're just outside the city center. But actually, across the world, we're finding these amazing projects pop up just outside the city center. It's kind of government, urban planning, where they're extending the growth and anticipating for growth. And so this is a tremendous opportunity. This is a good site. In terms of the size, 400 meters wide, 850 meters deep. It's 3 plots. This HB2 is 17,400. HB 501 is 134,000. And then the rear one is 130,000, and combined they're about 280,000 square meters. So it's a big site and a lot of river frontage, which is really nice. And there's some topo. You can see these little mountains in the back, which could be a really great design feature for anticipating that and allowing the buildings to kind of set at different heights. That could be a very cool thing. We always look at a couple global case studies because we want to know what the current trends are around the world in terms of master planning. We're constantly doing this work, but we're always also constantly checking in on what's the cutting edge design. So we're going to look at LA Live. It's very commercial. It's the Staples Center where the Lakers play, and this was a urban growth project, a catalyst for growth. It was in kind of a poor neighborhood. They put the Staples Center there, and then ultimately there's 2 hotels. There's Ritz-Carlton, Intercontinental. And when you get like competing brands, it also synergizes the place and adds additional value. The Nokia Theater, so they have a mixed functioning theater, and then there's retail all throughout. So you can see that these are the kinds of elements and components that create added value. And in terms of the size, 400 meters wide, so that's about the width of our site, but our depth is 700 or 800 meters. So you can start to scale the work too. Let's see what kind of functions can fit on there comfortably. It's a good exercise for us to do. The next one is T77 right here in Bangkok, where I'm based. I'm based out here. I live in Thailand right now. I also travel to Hong Kong and the US quite a bit. So this site's 700 meters width and width, and then 470 meters tall, and that's about the same size as our site. And this is a good mixture of functions where you have a self-contained community where there can be commerce, there can be work, there can be education, there can be selling and trading, there can be entertainment, healthy activities. So we really like this one. And an international school or any kind of school is an anchor for families. You know, you have 500 students in there times 4 people per family. You have a lot of humans coming to the site already that need condos, they need retail, they need personal services. So this type of component could be a very good catalyst. Small retail village, luxury condos. This one has farm to table. So there's actually a farm with animals, plants that you can go and tend to yourself or just go and enjoy. Last one, Xintandi in Shanghai. This is a good example where the developer sacrificed a piece of land. This lake in the center added additional value for all the condos around it. So you create some kind of community asset and all the real estate around it gets additional value that they sell quickly. People obviously really like this. So but what's exciting about it is a few times per year, it's a multi-functioning surface. So there's scaffolding that's set up, makes it a flat kind of deck. And then this pop-up happens, and the Shanghai Fashion Week is actually located there every year. So it's a multi-functioning community asset in the center. It can be water or it can be a pop-up events. There's hotels, residential, and there's a big retail village here that's actually made from the old Lilong, kind of the traditional Shanghai housing there, which makes it kind of have a nice feel to it. In terms of some planning strategies, we're just looking at this from a very broad frame of mind, and we'll later get into more detail. And obviously we need the help of the client and collaboration and kind of fine-tuning the brief. But we just wanted to share with you a couple ideas that we're thinking about that could work. So very early ideas. So what mix of functions do we select here? We just kind of made a collage here of condo towers, a mosque, community center, retail village, 4-star hotel, riverfront promenade. Could there be some kind of entertainment like a wheel or some small level of some kind of entertainment attraction? Health and wellness, medical, dental, clinics. There's all different shapes and sizes of health and wellness. Retail mall or is it more retail village? Pool villas. It could be a mix of residential, and then the international school or some kind of school component could be in there. So we want to select what the right mix is to make the most value and have the highest return on investment for the owner. We did a quick master planning exercise here with just some kind of basic principles. The first one's a stem and branch. It's kind of an organic way. It's very typical of laying out subdivisions. You have like kind of these cul-de-sacs. The thing is, it creates a lot of dead ends. And so with this big site, it's probably not the best one. The second one is spoke and wheel. A lot of aviation and airports use this, where you have kind of a spoke and then a wheel, and you distribute off of it. This could have a big loop. But once again, you have some dead ends there. So the third one is like a hybrid between the two. So we kind of laid out a loop, and then there also is kind of a stem and branch. But what happens here is you can zone the project much better. You can put like the emphasis on this axial area in the center with like a retail village, condos. You could have an education anchor sit here with a football pitch in the school, kind of surrounding it, almost like an arena. And then you have like high-end luxury condos or mid-level condos, like very inexpensive ones, up to a middle level, up to a high level. Then you're kind of covering all of the market, which is nice. And of course, take advantage of the riverfront. So this is just a mix of functions that we think could go in there that could kind of fit nice with this kind of general scheme of this kind of loop distribution technique. So on the front, this front where the road is, you're going to want commercial elements up there, and those can either be developed by the owner, or you could partition those off and have a partner come in and either build it or just operate it. So there's a lot of different kinds of business approaches, but like one is health and wellness on this corner. It could be good, either a clinic or big, or children's, could be specialized. I don't know. Number 4 over here is like potentially like a smaller hotel, like a cost-effective hotel, but kind of hip and trendy and fun, like cafe and maybe a little restaurant. And then, you probably have some kind of sky bridge, some kind of link between the riverfront and the property itself, because we want to take advantage of that. We know that the river has some pollution, but this riverfront promenade could be a pet park. You could have bicycles, scooters, push scooters, children's play, a little bit of food and beverage, maybe a cafe or restaurant over there as an anchor. But that could have a whole mix of lower cost, not huge development, but make it an asset for the city and for the development. Number 5 is a retail village. It's kind of 300 to 400 meter long high street. Personal services, cafes, English centers. It could be a mix of things, almost like you're in a little New York City, a little neighborhood. Behind it is like urban condos, either low rise or kind of mid rise. They're probably not super tall, because we have so much land. We don't have to go tall, and taller is more expensive, so we just go like mid rise. Make that very urban. This downtown area is kind of urban. On the outskirts is more like villas. We could have private gated community villas on these outskirts, which would be kind of fun. You want to make sure you hit all the different markets of what people may want. And when you get this mix that's put together in a nice organized way, it starts to kind of feed off of each other and add additional value. Number 8 is really what makes this thing work, is some kind of education anchor. And whether it's like from kindergarten all the way through high school, or maybe at first it's like kindergarten through middle school, you let it fill up, and then you add on the high school like after 3 or 4 years once it fills up. But the beauty in this is if that school is kind of nestled there and we have mountains around it, you can get these really cool luxury condos at different levels, either low, mid, and high. So that's, this condo up here, branded residence. So it's kind of a cohesive approach. And obviously, we at Structure Vision, we want to work with the owner, modify the brief. Anything that doesn't work, cancel it. But we need to get something on paper to have discussions about, and it's the collaborative way that we like to work. And obviously, a mosque, some kind of religious program or a little community center, it could fit anywhere on the site and look really beautiful. Like very photogenic, that master planning kind of bird's eye look. The mosque illuminated with the condos, the school. We think that this project could be pretty cool. I'm going to let you guys read this next portion, the guiding principles that we put together, but we feel like we're just really excited about the project, and all the principles are very important to us as well as you. So that's it. Thank you. Please let us know if you have any questions. I just wanted to send us a quick recording so you could hear it from us, curious if there was some interpretation or questions, and we look forward to hopefully working with you on this one. Thank you. Bye.